Hi, everybody. This is your announcement for April 30th, 2018 for Philosophy 101. And this week is the last week of regular classes in our semester. Next week will be finals week. And then at the end of next week, that will be the actual end of the semester. So here it is, and here we are. Um, so for this week, you should be in Module 7, which is your personal philosophy um, module. It's a personal philosophy presentation and discussion. And so I want to talk a little bit about this project because this is essentially your final exam for the class. So it's going to be very important for you to read through all of the instruction pages carefully. Now, when you go to the page of Learning Activities and Assessments for Module 7, you'll see that I have three pages linked there for the instructions. So it's really critical that you read over each of those three pages of instructions. What I wanted to do was to just highlight a little bit of the instructions, not read them all out loud to you, but just kind of highlight um, some parts of it. You still need to go through and read it all yourself, okay? So first of all, what we are going to do is to create an online version of a symposium. And in the first part of the instructions, I explained what a symposium was in ancient Greece. And so as much as we can online, we're going to try to duplicate that. And the most famous symposium, I'll just tell this, that I can think of was in actually a long time ago in ancient Greece. Plato writes about, in his piece called The Symposium, a time where Socrates gathers together many of his students, and they've been together for a night of kind of drinking and talking and so on, and so it's the next day, and they're realizing that they're really hungover, and so they're saying, well, what do we do? What should we do today? What do we do tonight? And so Socrates says, let's have a symposium, and let's make the subject of this symposium love. And so what they do then is they get the wine out, okay, because ancient Greece, you can't have a conversation without wine. And they talk about love, and each person who's attending this stands up and gives their explanation of what they think love is. And it's a wonderful piece, and I encourage you to read it if you ever have a chance. It's called The Symposium, and it's by Plato. So we're going to, in a sense, each of you will be standing up and giving your presentation about your personal philosophy. Now, your personal philosophy needs to be tied into the philosophers that we have studied this semester. So that's a very important part of this project. And so this is going to be a visual presentation you'll create, similar to what you did for the Descartes Meditations project, as well as for the Darwin Origin of Species project. So you can create a PowerPoint, or you can do a poster board that is clearly photographed and I can see, or some other visual illustration. But whatever you do, you have to give it to me in a file that I can open and read. Okay, that's really critical. I can't grade it if I can't read it. Okay. And if you want to incorporate audio into your project, have a voiceover, that's awesome if you can, technically figure out how to do that. It's not required, but it's a nice touch if you can manage doing that. But again, not required. Okay, so in the first part of the instructions, I tell you exactly how long this has to be, how many sentences, and so on. Okay, and then also in the instructions, it's very important that you have a thesis. So this part 2 talks about the structure of your presentation. So read that very carefully. I even give you an example. Okay, so that is in part 2. And then in part 3, this tells you just how to submit your presentation. And there are also discussion questions that you need to respond to. All right, so there's 2 parts to the assignment. There's your presentation, and then there's responding to the discussion questions and still posting to replies to 2 classmates. Okay, that's very critical. All right, so this is your final project. I'm really looking forward to seeing your presentations. And like any other discussion, your first post and your presentation need to be submitted 48 hours before the due date. I'll give you the due date in just a second here. Read over the rubric that I have there too, so you can see what it is I'm looking for. The due date is Sunday, May 6th. Okay, so that's what we're looking at. All right, so if you have any questions or if there's anything that's confusing about this project, please contact me today so we can talk about it. Either send me an inbox or call. Probably inbox is the best way to find me. Okay, secondly, or the next topic I want to tell you about is course evaluations. You should be able to complete a course evaluation for this class, and I really want to emphasize that that's very important for you to do. Your course evaluations help me to improve this class. So I look forward to seeing your honest feedback, constructive feedback in those evaluations so that I can make this class stronger for future students who decide to take it. If you, for some reason, can't see the course evaluations in that menu or you don't know what I'm talking about, please contact me so we can make sure we fix that. All right? Okay, well, it's been a great semester. I have enjoyed working with all of you and learning about you all through this class. And I hope that you'll continue to think about philosophy as you move through life. I will probably make one last announcement next week for finals week. So I'm going to end this one here because it's already a long one. Okay, thank you. Have a great week, and I will see you next time.